Introduction. Imagine a swirl of vibrant hues. Reds, yellows rippling across fabric in hypnotic patterns. That's the magic of tie-dye. A technique as much about self-expression as it is about color and craftsmanship. Today we associate tie-dye with 1960s free-spirited youth, music festivals, and DIY fashion. Yet its roots stretch back thousands of years and span the globe. Archaeological evidence in Peru shows tying fabric to resist dye penetration as early as 500 BCE simultaneously. In India, artisans practice Bandhani by tightly binding sections of cloth with thread before dyeing, creating intricate patterns in reds, yellows, and deep indigo. Unlike simple tie-dye, Shibori encompasses multiple techniques marashi,
and kanoko.
Each method yields distinct textures, geometric shapes, rain-like streaks, or delicate dots. When Japan reopened to the West in the mid-1800s, Shibori textiles, especially indigo-dyed kimonos, captivated European collectors and influenced global textile design. And in China's Tang dynasty, silk weavers mastered Jiao Xie resist dyeing, folding, twisting. Fashion designers experimented with simple resist dye methods, gathering and binding cotton before dipping it into vats of RIT or Dylan dyes. Yet these remained niche artisan crafts until cultural shifts in the 1960s brought tie-dye into the mainstream. And binding fabric to produce elaborate patterns, an early ancestor of modern tie-dye. Over the next few minutes, we'll trace tie-dye's journey from ancient textile arts to its modern renaissance. Fashion brands offered ready-made tie-dye scarves, dresses, and jeans. Screen printing allowed for uniform tie-dye patterns on synthetics, broadening its commercial appeal. Meanwhile, surf, skate, and festival subcultures worldwide, from Brazilian carnival to Bali's beaches, embraced vibrant tie-dye styles. Rock legends like Janis Joplin and the Grateful Dead donned kaleidoscopic shirts at legendary summer festivals. Every tie-dye swirl tells a story of craftsmanship, cultural exchange, and personal expression. So next time you wear a tie-dye shirt, remember, you're redawning a vibrant piece of global history, a living testament to our shared love of color and creativity. The DIY ethos paired perfectly with inexpensive cotton t-shirts and commercial dye kits, enabling young people to craft personalized wearable art. Crafters experimented with natural Dysonian skins, avocado pits, turmeric-hand upcycled thrifted garments. High-end designers likewise integrated tie-dye patterns into runway collections, blending street art flair with couture polish. Tie-dye's unpredictable swirls mirrored the era psychedelic experimentation. 1. Ancient beginnings. Tie-dye's story begins long before bell-bottoms and peace signs. To Shibori and Japanese influence across the sea in Japan, the art of Shibori evolved around the 8th century. 3. African and Middle Eastern traditions. West Africa's a dyer cloth crafted by Yoruba artisans in Nigeria used indigo and resist pastes to create bold blue and white motifs on cotton wrappers and headscarves. In Central Asia and the Middle East, ikat weaving, resisting dye on the yarn before weaving produced fabrics whose patterns seemed to float across the surface. Though ikat resists at the yarn stage rather than on finished cloth, it shares tie-dye's principle, blocking dye to reveal striking designs. 4. Early Western encounters. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Western museums and world's fairs showcased Bandhani, Shibori, and Adaya. The 1960s counterculture revival. Tie-dye truly exploded in America during the 1960s. As the hippie movement embraced peace, love, and nonconformity, tie-dye became its textile icon. 6. Commercialization and global spread. By the 1970s and 80s, tie-dye moved from basements to boutiques and national retailers. 7. 21st century resurgence. In the 2000s and 2010s, social media tutorials on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok fueled a DIY tie-dye renaissance. Conclusion and why it matters, from Bandhani and Shibori to Dior and ikat, and from 1960s counterculture to today's eco-friendly craft movement. Resist dyeing techniques celebrate human creativity across cultures and centuries.